UFC has one of the biggest fights on their hands suddenly, as Paddy Pimblett and Ilia Topuria for the lightweight championship, being a nasty build-up to this fight, a grudge match for the championship between two immense stars. This is suddenly one of the biggest fights in all of combat sports right now. Paddy Pimblett and Ilia Topuria seemingly next for the UFC lightweight championship. Paddy Pimblett entered the octagon following Topuria's knockout victory of Charles Oliveira in the first round. Topuria shoves Paddy Pimblett, and that clip's going to go everywhere. It's going to have a lot of social media engagement, and the UFC is going to book that fight. And it's very likely that this fight takes place at the end of the year. Paddy Pimblett can surpass Arman Tsarukyan and Justin Gaethje, and cement himself in that title shot because that fight is going to sell. That fight sells itself. The UFC doesn't have to do anything. That's a really exciting fight. That's a really intriguing fight. Paddy Pimblett is a monster lightweight. He is huge for the 155-pound division. Ilia Topuria, obviously short in stature, coming up from featherweight. But we just saw him put away Charles Oliveira in the first round, something that Dustin Poirier couldn't do, something that Justin Gaethje couldn't do, something Michael Chandler couldn't do twice. Islam Makhachev, it even took him longer. He did submit Charles Oliveira. Different style of fighter, obviously, than those previous mentioned. Arman Tsarukyan couldn't finish Charles Oliveira. So MMA math-wise, Ilia Topuria seems like the baddest guy in the division. Obviously, MMA math doesn't necessarily work all the time. But Paddy Pimblett, Ilia Topuria, is going to sell so much money for the UFC that will sell pay-per-views for the UFC, who have struggled to really sell pay-per-views in recent years. The gate for that fight will be massive. Everyone's going to want to be at that fight. That fight is going to be amazing. That fight is going to have a big fight feel to it that the UFC doesn't always have these days. And I can't wait to see this fight personally. I do think Ilia Topuria has the massive advantage here. Paddy Pimblett is an excellent grappler. Ilia Topuria is an excellent grappler. But the striking difference is huge. Paddy Pimblett doesn't have the striking that Charles Oliveira does. Paddy Pimblett probably does not possess the same threat on the feet that Charles Oliveira does for Ilia Topuria. And you have to possess that threat to have a chance against Ilia Topuria. Right now, I don't know if there's anyone in the UFC in those 140 to 170 pound weight classes who can beat Ilia.